Is this thing on? Are we almost live? I think we are. Well, let's kick this pig. Welcome back to another exciting episode of CypherX Gaming. I'm your host, Cypher, and again we are diving deep into World of Warcraft. Now tonight's a little different, as there's been some suggestion that I should run the raids that I was running for mounts and other to kind of change it up a little bit. So that's what we're going to work on. You'll have to pardon my mess of a hair. Still need to re-dye it, and it's a little late for the whole Christmas thing, but I'll figure it out. Alright. Let's hop in and get this started. Alright, let's just check the Covenant stuff real quick while I'm here, you know. It's kind of important. Gotta keep up with the dailies.
Always so much to do. Carry on.
Love how it just, like, auto-accepted for me. Like, you're gonna do this right now. I'm a unicorn!
You nourish me with your presence.
Oh, that's kind of important. That allows me to unlock the next set of storylines. Well, I'll get everything picked up and then
Yes, you do.
I will get to that. With it being Tuesday, everything's reset, so that's why I've got a whole bunch of new quests that I need to do. I can never remember what side the little table for quests are. Oh, and I've got Soul in the Conservatory to check. Always with all the daily stuff. But such is how this expansion behaves. Well, isn't that a pretty druid? Ooh, that was almost bad. Let's see. I probably don't need those. However, why not? Let's see what happens when I throw everything I have at it. Well, I guess not everything. Just a lot of things. Start the adventure! At least rescuing souls from the mod doesn't take very long. I'm guessing Ardenwield's causing some problems again. It always seems to be like not super consistent. It's one realm or another that causes problems. I was actually thinking at some point to switch to do a dual computer setup, but like it's gonna be a little while before I can necessarily do that. Oh, that's right. This thing has 3 days, well, 2 days left. It's killing me. But for the time being, let's see. I have to actually look at my raid lockout list to see what I need to run still. Looks like Return to Karzhan, Ice Crown. I think that, well, and I can't ever take down Spine of Deathwing by myself, and I don't understand it. I have tried so hard, but I'm going to try to keep plugging at it at some point. In the meantime, looking at the specific raids that I need to do, I think first and foremost, we will go to Dalaran to get back to Orgrimmar, to get over to Stranglethorn Vale to go do Kara. I keep forgetting I can actually fly in here. All the various splash screens reminding me of what expansion each zone is from. It's really weird when you're in World of Warcraft Classic because you get the vanilla splash screen and it's like you could tell we've come a long way from those days. Oh my god, wait for me! No, 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 no! Zep tried to get away from me. That poor mouse. It always makes me concerned when I see a tiny mouse under a giant player. And away we go. It's a case of remember, don't get your tinsel in a tangle. Beverage time. How to tell I'm really from Michigan. I can take a sip of Verner's without dying. People go, ew, Verner's. That's I say, ew, Canada Dry. Get yourself,
You shut your mouth!
get yourself a real ginger ale. We are almost there. Not very much of a long flight from Grumgall, thankfully. Could be a lot worse. Now, dun 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 dun, going in the side entrance. For those of you who don't know Karazhan, when this was a main raid back in Burning Crusade, this was the entrance you went in. Now, if you had obtained the key to start the raid halfway through, that was where the Surrent entrance came. However, in typical Blizzard fashion, they were like, hey, why don't we repurpose this entrance for something else? So they made a 5-man heroic dungeon using the, or is it? Yeah, it's Mythic dungeon, excuse me. Using this entryway. And they made this raid all sorts of weird. Well, a dungeon at this point.
I think it wise to divide our...
Don't care, old dude. Now, unfortunately, you can't just blitzkrieg through to the particular boss I need, I have to do at least one of the bosses. And that one is Opera. It's one of 3 or 4 different variants of stories. I know I've gone over this before. If you're a longtime viewer, you'll have seen this before. But since the original raid had like Romeo and Juliet, Wizard of Oz, oh god, Little Red Riding Hood. Since those were the main like operas that you had to deal with, they changed them up where you have West Side Story, Beauty and the Beast, Wicked. So it should be interesting to see which one we ended up with this time. I'm not an actor. Damn it, Jim. I'm a rogue, not an actor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this evening's feature presentation. Tonight, we meet 2 lovers born on opposite
West
sides
Side Story.
of Sentinel Hill. Divided by generations of
Not really a...
they are brought together
Well, I guess it is a musical technically.
and violence.
But I'm sure some people would argue whether or not it is.
As the song of their love rumbles across the fields, will it end in triumph or tragedy? And now, on with the show.
Now this fight is kind of a pain because you start fighting our male antagonist. I can't remember the proper... Well, it's Tony and his little ruffians. Oh wow. That level discrepancy, yo. I probably do this one in my sleep at this point. Oh, that's right. I forgot that I had changed my macro binding for my interrupt to tab versus which it would have been used for selecting a different opponent. So that's been throwing me off a little lately. What's cool is back here you see Romeo and Juliet and Wizard of Oz and Little Red Riding Hood. So it's kind of like a subtle nod back to the original raid. I'm actually glad they finally did something with the space down here because in the original raid that was just kind of like you could just run through it because there wasn't really anything there. Mind you, I can run through most things just do because I'm a rogue and stealth is my friend. All in all, like, the original Karazhan was really well fleshed out, and you rarely see that in... Sorry, what?
You rarely see it even in the entire rest of Burning Crusade.
Oh, yeah. Like, Burning Crusade was not really ever fleshed out this heavily. just gonna sit here and shoot my opponents. Why? Because I can. Because I'm an outlaw rogue, and that's what we do. I will say this much, though, I miss having Fan of Knives. But that makes it even more cheatery, I suppose. Also, I do dungeon requests, and if people have low-level characters that they need run through the dungeons and are connected to my realm, Burning Blade, I will be more than happy to run you through things. It will be case of, it will seem like I'm tanking like my house is on fire, but really it's just me moving at normal speed. Shaw.
Another group of thieves tried to sneak to face my quarry toe-to-toe.
And down. No luck for me. No mount. Oh well. Now to do something, because as I usually like to joke, I'm cheatery this way. I'm just gonna create a wormhole using my engineering, and I'm going to go right to Northrend. So I don't have to worry about getting on a Zep or anything. Now mind you, I could have, you know, used an item to get to Orgrimmar, but eh. Ah, one of the few rare times that the Zep, well, I should say that the Horde's Zeppelin and the Alliance airship come close to each other. If I remember correctly, there's some sort of, like, time-sensitive, like, quest you can do that the two fight each other, but I haven't honestly done it since Wrath of the Lich King, so I don't remember. It's a bit of a long flight. I mean, because essentially we're going from the upper right hand of the map down to the lower middle, so make sure that it is set for 25-man heroic. So, some of you might wonder as to why I take the earphone cap off, or cup off of my ear. It's because these headphones are actually so good that even at low volume I have a hard time hearing anything outside of them. So, if anything's going on in my house that I need to be able to hear, and why not take this opportunity to come over here and maybe sell some things, repair my gear.
Have a good one.
Huh. Ah, well, thank you and welcome. I have no idea what just happened, but it's a thing. These right here on the floor. Bane of my existence during this original raid. Triggers the 2 skeletons on the sides of the room. Can't tell you how many times raids wiped just from that sort of mechanic.
This is the beginning and the end, mortals. None may enter the master's sight
I didn't think that I could kill him any faster, but I guess I could. Literally, that took just over 2 seconds. Insanity. Like, my other fastest kill was 3.2 seconds.
You have found your way here, because you are among the few gifted with true vision in a world cursed with blindness. This disturbance! You dare tread upon the hallowed ground!
Yeah, all the new gear and everything.
Inevitable!
Well, hello there. Thank you for joining the stream. We're running some old school stuff and then off to do my new dailies with my Covenant. Basically having fun reminiscing about old raids and what have not. Nope. Not even gonna bother with the dragon. Why? Because there's no point. Not even a loot pinata. Oh my god, if the other bosses have been going down that fast, how fast is this gonna just, like...
Today we battle a hated enemy of the horde.
I swear it could probably be one good solid hit and it'd be done. Oh yeah, and then, like, I've got to focus really on some of my ults at this point because I've hit kind of a stopgap with my main here, with, like, the Covenant stuff,
4, 3,
but given a
2,
couple more days, I'll
1.
be able to move on in the storyline. I'm just over halfway done with the Covenant storylines, so... Huh, that one actually took longer. Curious. But I would imagine all the other bosses are just gonna, like, fall over dead. Really, there's only 2 reasons to run old content, and that is for transmogs and for mounts and pets. Or the really, really, really occasional rare, like, drop. One of which, let's see. Let's go into appearances and weapons. Like, for one-handed swords, the Argent Avenger. It looks like a blue lightsaber. There's also other ones. There's like a red lightsaber and all that. I feel you on that one, Cryptid. I'm a long time player. I've been playing since vanilla, and even now, in Shadowlands, 15 years later, I still run the content to get mounts. Uh, I also have kind of an unhealthy obsession with mount collection. Uh, my total mount count, not that all of them can be used by one character. There's like profession ones and the other ones for factions, but I have 261 mounts total over factions and professions. Some of which were like old school refer a friend, others are purchased through the store. I have almost all of the holiday related mounts. I think I'm missing the Love Rocket from Valentine's Day. But yeah, it's a long process, and the one fun thing for me also is that going back and running the old content for mounts, you run into new things that they've put in because of battle pets. All of a sudden, content that was 10 years old now has new battle pets that drop in it. It's like,
It means heart of Draenor in Orcish. I would not let the warlocks take him. My boy would be
oh
safe,
yeah.
hidden away by the elders of Garadar.
Well, that's part of the reason why I'm in Icecrown right now, is to get to the Lich King to try to get his Death Charger. I believe it's the Crimson Death Charger.
No, invincible.
Or Invincible, excuse me.
Untainted.
Yeah, Invincible's reigns.
Today, I fulfill that promise. Pathetic old orc. From their heroes.
Excuse me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
By the might of the Lich King.
Oh my god. So, beyond the RP part of that fight, just because there was so much damage mitigation from the NPC, from the boss itself, that fight used to take forever. Just ever. We would often joke that you could pretty much go watch a movie and come back and you'd still be fighting it. I do appreciate it, thank you, and hopefully on your next run, maybe that it'll drop for you as well.
The chill of this place freezes the marrow of my bones.
Now, as for like some of the old stuff like the Legacy and Feats of Strength,
Honor young heroes, no matter how dire the
but
battle.
yeah, it's like the Feats of Strength and the Legacy stuff. Like, back when having to raise your weapon skills. Oh my god. And then finding out, I think it was at the end of Wrath of the Lich King, that they were getting rid of the skill sets for like unarmed skill and, weapon skills and such. So like a blitzkrieg to getting all of that done.
Congratulations.
Oops. Didn't mean to pull that, but not like it takes long to kill those things anyways. I might as well take out the football team while I'm at it. Now, just like in the first part of Ice Crown, this hallway has hidden pressure plates as well for the ghouls to come attack you. That's what I referred to as the football team, because they come like charging at you full speed. At least with the damage increase, these dungeons going by faster will make it a little easier to run them more frequently. Like, one of the big things that was just a pain in the tuchus is that this is a long dungeon or long raid to run through. And with the boss fights, even at... see, there's one of those traps again. With the boss fights still taking a while, you know, it only added to it. Now, fun thing about Precious is Precious has a chance to drop something called Precious's Ribbon. It's just a shirt. It doesn't have any stats on it or anything, but it's an incredibly rare drop. My significant other and I both have managed to get it recently, and it's sad to say recently, because despite for months running this raid weekly, we could not get it to drop, even on multiple characters. Well, yes, years and years. And if I'm a completionist, I don't know what to call my significant other, because she is significantly worse. Kind of a digital hoarder, if you will. Back in the days of incredibly limited storage as well as guild storage, it was not unheard of to have an alt in their own guild to act as storage, and that actually happened fairly regularly. I did not mean to use that ability. Oh well. You know what? I'm not even going to bother with all those. I'm just going to vanish because I don't want to deal with it. That whole not having fan of knives really makes that suck out loud. Bad news, everyone. Nope. Not gonna deal with the bugs. Let's see, what's some fun we can have? Oh yes, I will use the faded wizard hat and see what I turned into. A male blood elf. Cool. Not my first choice, but I'll take it. I can't tell you how happy it made me that they incorporated the toy box tab. Yes, but you have to understand, again, I've been playing for over a decade, so I've had a lot longer to collect mounts than you have. But I'm sure you'll get there. Just, you know, keep plugging away at it. And by all don't forget to run your raids and dungeons weekly. That's all I gotta say on that one. Also, if you have various alts, you know, a lot of times you can make mounts in professions that will cross over from different characters. Like if you make the Mechanohog as an engineer, a non-engineer alt can use it. In fact, actually, when the Mechanohog was a big thing when it was first introduced, like, you could make mad bank if you had the money to make them and then sell them on the auction house. And there's still some mounts that I don't have that my significant other has. And part of that comes from the fact that I hate sitting and fishing. Because it's boring just sitting there fishing all the time. Oh, yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with Hamanaya there that those are some of the easiest mounts to get. Oh, okay, good. It's kind of like here in Ice Crown, I still need to finish up the Argent tournament. Rolled back from when Wrath of the Lich King was actually the recent X-Pack. Because I don't have, I think, 5 or 6 mounts from that. Because I just couldn't be bothered to do all the dailies and everything. But yeah, they're still very necessary, and it makes me sad. Now, that's a good mount, the one from Darkmoon Fair. If you're in Northrend, yeah, fishing up the sea turtle there.
Even dying here beats spending another day collecting reagents for that madman Finkelstein.
Final banner. Our champions have arrived. Support them as we push our way through the hall.
You may have once fought beside me, Croc, but now you are nothing more than a traitor. Come, your second death approaches.
Quickly, push on! Hurry, before that Valkyrie picks us off.
He says that, and then he gets lanced. Because that's how that happens. That's how that works. At least it was only one of them. I hate it when it's 2 or more.
Reinforcements will arrive shortly. We must bring her down quickly.
Foolish Croc. You brought my
Ugh,
reinforcements
sucks to
with
be
you.
him. He was already
Launch
undead.
champions and serve the Lich King in death.
Prepare for an explosive encounter.
He says that, and then he's already dead.
You were right, Croc.
Now,
I'll draw her.
Dreamwalker.
Return our brothers to
Not one that I do regularly when I do this run through. Because they have made it impossible for non-healing classes to actually do it the way that you need for achievements.
Loktar champions.
The loss
That,
of our
and
comrades was
technically
unavoidable.
she's an optional
They
boss,
lived and
so...
died in the service of the Argent Crusade. You have done much in this war against the Scourge. May the light embrace you.
Time to go to the Nope room. Yeah, I still would love to have a compressed ocean. But again, that requires doing fishing. another one, it's kind of a flashback to Burning Crusade, is... This actually requires me to go all the way back. In Outland, down here in Shadow Moon Valley, the Netherwing is a reputation you can grind out, I would say, in about 2 weeks if you do it right. Maybe even faster. But that's like 6 or 7 mounts right there. Hey, nothing wrong with running the Shah. I technically should still do it on my tune as well. Because of the mount drop from that. And I should probably go run... is it Shadowpan Monastery? I think it is.
Maybe it's Mogushan Vaults.
Mogish Vaults, thank you. There's one of those raids out there that has a mount that I've been wanting to get, so... Well, I appreciate you keeping tuned in on me, so... But yeah, it's like... It's another one of those things that I really enjoy about the community is just talking about everything like this and getting everybody's feedback, and it's always a good time. What I wouldn't give for a proper AoE about right now. Still just amuses me, and like no other, to come back into the older raids and listen to the music. I spent so much time while I'm playing having the music turned off because I'm usually listening to my own music. So it's like, huh, this area is pretty epic right now, you know? Hey, I appreciate that, and the more people that I get to tune in, the better, you know? It's that whole path to affiliate and beyond. And I figure if it's something that I'm passionate about and I like doing, why not share it?
You are fools who have come to this
I mean, obviously I'm passionate about the game as I've been playing it for over 15 years, so... And up until recently, I was super worried that I wasn't going to get a copy of Shadowlands Collector's Edition, because I've had a Collector's Edition for every expansion from Wrath of the Lich King up. And this was almost going to be my first expansion without a Collector's Edition, because I wasn't going to pay scalper prices. $200 or $240 on a retail of $120 is just... It's not worth it to me, as much as I enjoy having the Collector's Editions. What was that?
And one of your audience members gave you a tip.
Yeah, luckily one of my fellow streamers and longtime friend was like, hey, I found it at retail at this other website, you should go check it out. And thank goodness they actually had it in stock and I was able to order it, so I was super happy about that. And it came in just in time for my birthday, which was on Monday, so... Now for the unnecessarily long RP event that you can't skip.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm sorry, what was that? Remorseless Winter? Bah. I'm just gonna move up here so I stop getting that Remorseless Winter warning. Well, he's gaining too much health. No health for you. Oof. Well, I can understand where you're coming from on that one. So are there any add-ons or anything that you find that you can't live without? I find that if I don't have at least Bartender, as well as Omen and Recount, like, it almost makes the game not unplayable, but just not as pleasant to play. Yeah. Now, if they could get the code working right again, I'd love to use Opie as well. Yes, Bagnon. Bagnon. Oh my god. I live for Bagnon. I'd also like Postal and Chatter to come back into being updated. DBM, yep.
To shatter these bonds.
Though I did find out something interesting with this fight particularly, is DBM skips the cutscene, and if you don't somehow break combat, it won't let you do things like take teleports and such, other than the main teleport back to the front of the dungeon. And no luck on a mount. Yeah, we were actually looking at, let's see, what was it? Silver Dragon, Rare Scanner, NPC Scanner. It was just a matter of figuring out which one works best. That, and as a streamer, I have to find one that doesn't yell ungodly loud at me. So it doesn't end up making rip headphone wearers. And the only reason I keep some of the old crafting mats is because someone inevitably needs them. Oh, wow. You'll have to pardon the small munchkin you heard in the background. Well, there are some times where I do second guess whether or not I should, mostly because I'm still a small creator. But I guess trying to find the drive to become more is kind of what's fueling it right now. Let's see. Oh yes, on a side note relating to the toy box, I most recently got this schematic to make a wormhole generator to get me back to Shadowlands, which I think is pretty awesome. Let's see, it's Bastion, Halls of Atonement, Lost Souls, and... Okay, I think... Oops. Now I'm not in combat. Let's see. You know what? Why don't we go to the mall real quick? Take care of that. Oh my. Well, what an awkward place to be put. All right then. And I'll just, you know, use my engineering glider and hope for the best. That was not the direction I wanted to turn. Oh my. No, 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 no. Fine. Let's say that hurts, you know. Yeah, for reals, like, I can't tell you how many times I would not have survived had I not had my goblin glider. It says there's another aimless soul down this way. Where are you? Oh, did somebody already grab it? Curious. Because we're all fighting over the soul. And I lost. Things I am not a fan of in this expansion. Oh, you have to do a collection? What a jerk. Tried to come up and steal my soul. Again, being a rogue for the win. Especially when you don't want to do more things to draw the ire of the jailer. Okay. need to get back over to the refuge. Remember, kitties, fire bad. The other thing that sucks about being in the maw is that you can't summon a mount. Unless you have a very specific mount that allows. Because it's the only thing in the maw that will respond to you. I also hate it in here because it's so easy to get turned around. Oh goodness. Alright, when I get back from the maw, I need to take a short intermission. So, I will be right back. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. I had to go deal with waking up the other significant other for work. And then had to take a small bio break. Let's see what the weekly dungeon thing is this time. Hope you like rep grinds, because that's pretty much what you're stuck with. Let's see. No. There. Like, that's another one of those things. Playing for so long. It's, you end up just deciding to exalt yourself with just about every faction that you possibly can. Achievements, they're a hell of a drug. Wonder if it's going to be two of the same dungeon again.
How may I assist?
Halls of Atonement. Hey, look, I need to go there anyways.
It is clear you deserve only the best.
Suspicious rogue is suspicious. Give that
Always
squinty
a
eye.
pleasure.
Yeah, there are some that are just like, why is this a toy? Where it just sits there and whispers to you and confuses you, and you're just like, I don't know what's going on anymore. Keeping that in mind, since you have reminded me that I should have actually gone to Pandora, off to Pandora I go. It's not Cthulhu for once. Ah yes, this is the Hearthsteed, which is something you got from Hearthstone. It's a pretty awesome looking mount. Let's see. Of course it put me all the way over there. Between the in chat and then, like, if you listen, sometimes some of them will whisper very quietly into your ear on the underside of the audio, and you're just like, am I going crazy? You know, I too give Mr. Pandaria a hard time. But I think mostly it's just the timing of this expansion coming out, where Kung Fu Panda from DreamWorks was a huge thing. So it was like that nowhere in the lore up until that point was there any mention of Pandarians anywhere. I have at this point about 85% of the actual like canon books. I don't have any of the comics yet, but I'm long time Blizzard, like, owns a mainline right to my wallet. I have pretty much every Blizzard title that's been released, including some from when they were Silicon and Synapse. And I like how, especially in Vanilla WoW, they actually made some references back to their earlier days. Like there was a game called The Lost Vikings where you were this trio of brother Vikings that end up getting abducted by aliens and all of that.
It's a big part of Alderman.
And yeah, as my significant other said, they're a big part of Alderman. Like, in fact, you can find the three brothers within the dungeon. Now, for me, when it comes to soundtracks, and this is also echoed by my significant other, Wrath of the Lich King, mostly with like Grizzly Hills, probably one of the all-time favorite soundtracks. Which, I know it's silly, but I was actually kind of sad that Shadowlands did not come with a physical CD of the soundtrack. I guess I'm old-fashioned that way. I still do like some physical media. So, Cryptid, what server do you play on? Oh my good gracious. I appeared just in time. So one of the funny audio things in this game that I'm such a Twitch gamer that I just always click buttons and everything, and I tell you, with the fact that it has an error sound, like I can't do that or something like that, I had to disable it. Oh my god, because otherwise it'd be like every 5 seconds. Well, and it looks like from the shot I got a pair of pants. Yeah, that would have been great at the time. Give me mount! Gibbs mount! Right on. I mostly play on Burning Blade or Lightning's Blade. I originally come from Altar of Storms, and then I moved to Lightning Hoof sometime in BC, mostly to join up with a friend of mine's guild, and that was Champions of Lordaeron. So, and we were with Champions of Lordaeron, goodness, pretty consistently through up to Mists of Pandaria, and then Cataclysm hit, or was it the other way around? It was around the 2 expansions that the guild kind of fell apart. People stopped playing. I kind of went my own way. I tried to find raiding guilds at the time. And through Battle of Azeroth and Legion, I just kind of did my solo thing. And it actually kind of made me sad.
Untouched by time for thousands of years. Who knows what secrets await?
Ah, yeah, I haven't really joined up with any of the Michigan guilds. I do belong to one that's called Spectrum. Well, that's the main the main guild name, but like this is Spectrum Rage, which is the Horde side, and then the other side for Alliance on the same server set. They I don't remember what they're
Spectrum Phoenix.
Spectrum Phoenix, yeah. So like that's where most of my tunes that I plan on playing are parked right now. Mostly because I don't want to miss out on current content like I'd done in the last few expansions.
Was close.
Anybody need a stone claw?
The door
Yet another companion battle pet?
activated with the demise of the Guardians. I fear
Oh yeah, that's another one of those things. I remember when pets were like, oh, just kind of collect them.
Hold a cage.
I have 443 pets. Now, some of those are duplicates. I've tried to get rid of my duplicates, but it's like, it's worse than Pokemon. Well, you said Area 52. Are you Horde or Alliance? Or either. It doesn't really matter.
spirit of some kind.
Because I think I might have something over that way, or at least with a realm that's connected. So we'll have to talk more and maybe run a few things.
The stories are true.
I feel you on that.
Disturbed.
Back in the day when Jinx was the primary
To escape this prison, you must destroy
merchandiser for World of Warcraft, I have some of the old patches, and I've got the first series of the action figures and such, so it's like, and I've always been a horde myself. In fact, actually, where are you, you little beast? Apologize for the mess right now, but I'm a little wind rider. My significant other got the digital, I think it was pet that came along with it, but I had ordered it for them, so. And yeah, I mean, just for pure mount count, having an alliance side kind of helps.
Thang the Accursed was betrayed by 4 emperors of the Mogul. His body destroyed each time.
I had someone that I
only to
was
rise again.
kind of seeing off and on that I had gotten the Mist to Pandarum hoodie for, and it still makes me sad because they've kind of shut me out of their life, but it is what it is.
Within the depths of the vault. I am sorry I did not tell you earlier. These vaults house a weapon of unimaginable power. Stop them. I will stay behind and investigate this place further.
Yeah, and with the new leveling system, it will take you absolutely no time to get through a lot of that. Ain't that the truth? Apparently we're playing a game of Chase Me, Chase Me. You know, when it comes to, this is unrelated but related to my keyboard, when it comes to my keyboard, as much as I love a mechanical keyboard, it is incredibly loud. The only thing that I really miss about a mechanical keyboard versus the membrane mechanical that I have right now is that the RGB isn't as addressable. It kind of bleeds into each other. Oh yeah, Rogues are a blast to play. Second only, in my opinion, to Fury Warriors, really. But Druids are a close third. What do you mean? Back when I got my significant other into playing WoW, she decided to play a priest, and she's been pretty much there since, but she does have a druid that she enjoys playing as well. And we would either tank and heal, or tank and, or DPS and heal, or tank and DPS. I got her started right in the beginning of Burning Crusade. I had already been playing for a while.
Greetings. Tread lightly.
Now, you might hear a few things, like I will say significant other and other significant other, as well as, you know, despite being married for 15 years, that I'd been seeing someone off and on. I'm currently in a closed poly triad, but I've been in kind of a poly relationship for a long time.
Of the endless shadow, a powerful sorcerer who kept the kingdoms in check through terror and darkness.
I just usually like to get that out there because I realize that sometimes where I might say something, it might confuse people.
This looks to be the record of Kyang the Merciless, a great conqueror who ruled his vassals with an iron fist.
The other significant other doesn't play nearly as much, but when she does, she enjoys playing a hunter as well. In fact, actually, if we play like D&D or anything like that, if there's a hunter class, she's all over it. But then again, I could say the same about like rogues and thieves for me, and healers for the wife.
According to these texts, Meng was the most foul and maniacal ruler to ever abuse the imperial throne.
Well, I'm glad that your friend had convinced you to play. It's a great game to play, really, and you know, I'm not just being biased because I've played it for so long, but like beyond the storyline, just the beauty of the graphics and everything else, and the community that really comes out of it's a great thing.
A secret passage has opened beneath the platform. This way. Look at the dust along the floor. These dark halls have not seen footfalls for many centuries.
Yeah, it's oh yeah, like
Once the Mogu enslaved all of
it
the
is sad to
nations of
see
planet
someone
and bent
go,
them to
but in
their
the same
nefarious
time,
will.
sometimes you can really benefit from it.
These jinn have been locked in an eternity of servitude.
I've actually had a couple of accounts that I've liquidized. Yeah, that is one of the bummers about how the servers are set up, that there's like there's no real way to cross all of the different server lines. So if you have people you like to play with overseas, sometimes you have to have a different. So this will be the last boss that I do in this dungeon, because
This room
Elegon is the one who drops the mount that I want from here.
we have seen so
If you're not familiar with it, it's the Reigns of the Astral Cloud Serpent.
fascinating.
I have been trying fairly regularly to get this one particular.
Rogu hide their secrets well.
There was at one point when I was the only one who had a job and I was paying for, I think, 3 accounts pretty consistently. Again, that would have been myself, my wife, and the person that I was seeing.
Pandaria, welcome. This seems to be a terminal controlling the device. Let's see here.
Oh, good luck. That's a fun one. I got that one super randomly. Like, I wasn't originally trying to farm for it, and it just happened to drop. I don't use it as often as I would like to think that I would, but, like, it can be a little obnoxious sometimes with the helicopter blades.
The machine has been destroyed, and so the Mogu's power weakens.
Nope.
These discs
Trapped.
look familiar, but I cannot place their origin. They call to me. The discs. I
Bastion.
must
Let's see. I think the toy is on a 4-hour cooldown.
clearly now.
Oh, no. It's only a 15-minute cooldown. Which one has
It
the...
would seem the Moguls salvaged and
It's the wormhole generator from Northrend. Has the 4-hour cooldown.
empire.
Now to watch my frame rate drop and for me to drop a bunch of frames. Because for some reason, streaming from the computer I'm playing on doesn't like Bastion or anything of the newer realms. Oh, now see, for me, that would have burned my biscuits. Pardon the pun. But yeah, it wasn't until recently that I had Ashes of Lar either. But as you might have seen in my mount page, there it is. I personally like the Dark Phoenix a little more. But let's see. Now to really confuse people, there's a yak on the statue. I did not want to transmute, I wanted to sell. Oh, I actually need to learn that. Right. Yeah, that is the unfortunateness of having 2 accounts, and that's why after a little while, like, I just focused on my main account, because otherwise I realized I was just gonna sit there and get pissed off, because if I managed to get a mount I was farming on the other account, it was just gonna make me mad. At least this time when the wormhole dropped me and it didn't drop me too far off from where I needed to go. Oh yes, my Zevra. This was Refer a Friend back in Wrath of the Lich King. In Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, somewhere in there.
Our aspirants have heard much of your exploits. Perhaps you would like to demonstrate your skills again. With an audience this time?
Oh dear. Oh, it's this one again.
I welcome you. Go in service.
What is on your mind?
Might as well get it all done with as quickly as possible. Still not doing as much damage as quickly as I wish I was. I'm actually thinking about going back to subtlety. No, I leveled as subtlety in vanilla through Wrath of the Lich King. And then I switched to combat, which then later became outlaw. And I'm currently an assassination rogue. Or no, I'm an outlaw rogue again. I did assassination up till recently, and then switched to outlaw again. But from what I gather with the most recent builds, subtlety has actually come back into favor and does the most DPS. Oh, if you're not as familiar with the resources that are on the internet for, like, setting up your characters, things like that, some worthwhile things to look into: Icy Veins, Wowhead, the Something Awful forums used to have a really good thread. It's not as good anymore. TankSpot unfortunately doesn't exist anymore, or else I'd send you there. But yeah, definitely check out Wowhead and Icy Veins. Those are the two, like, best for current theory crafting and all of that on character builds. Also for maximizing your potential within your character.
We walk this path together.
Yeah, no problem. And, like, you know, anything I can do to help, by all means. If you have any questions or you're stuck on something, just let me know. I might be able to help you out. It's the sort of thing I like to do, despite being more of a solo player.
Clear skies, full hearts, can't lose.
And it's kind of like one of those things I'd love to do once we're out of lockdown and hopefully everything with the current pandemic peters out once vaccinations are rolled out and all of that, is to actually get to know people a little better. I'm pretty good on the grill, and I can do anything from your standard grill fare to things that are vegetarian friendly and what have not. And I'm just a generally social person, so.
Can I help you? Challenge accepted. I will use level 3 training protocol.
not mean to get caught in that.
Training protocol is completed. This combat sequence ends.
Ow. That's what I get for trying to sit down and enjoy a little bit of a nibbly, trying to regain health.
What knowledge do you bear?
I await your instructions. Challenge accepted. I will use level 2 training protocol.
That's so. Oh, apparently I have some health this time. It's because everybody has the dailies to do.
Training protocol is completed. This combat sequence ends.
Oh, unfortunately, no. Well, no, that's not true. That is not true, actually. Because... where is it? I have this one, which is the Dreamlight Rune Stag. Then the Shimmer Mist Runner. And the Spine Maw Glade Chewer. So, 3 of the mounts. I really want the Sinfall Runner, but that's a really tragic backstory.
And it takes a week.
Yeah, and it takes a week because you gotta do everything proper. This is so dumb. You challenge him and like he automatically like 2-shots you.
Stewards are very easily impressed. Athenos, however,
Well, yeah, because he's like a freaking world boss out in the middle. A wild seed cradle. I'll have to check it out. I appreciate the heads up. Yeah, as previously discussed, I have a plethora of mounts. so that always helps. Sometimes that's all it takes, and then other times, like the Sinfall runner that I was talking about, you have to collect some items, but you have to interact with the rare spawn NPC 6 times in a week. So it's like, oh yeah, it's TomTom and Rare Scanner. It just, you know, go for the win. Goblin glider, because I don't feel like walking.
Seek out any writings you may find, so we may preserve them.
This is going to be one of those little bit of a longer one. I haven't been able to devote a full 6 days to doing it properly. One of the downsides currently is due to some unfortunate circumstances that we've had to deal with. We are currently down to just having the one computer, and it was built recently, so we're still saving up to get other components, and what with the pandemic and computer component prices and the scalpers and all of that, it's made it difficult to build a second by minimum computer to play WoW. I mean, I've got an ancient tower that could kind of, sort of, maybe run it, but not very well. It certainly would not be able to stream on it at the same time as playing. As it is, this is the more budget end PC that I wanted to build. Because the ultimate goal is to have 3 high-end machines and 2 budget machines for my little ones to play on. But we have one of the budget machines right now.
They will applaud me when I end you.
Cool. I mean, I was gonna attack them, but if they want to attack them, that's cool. Let them do that.
How curious. The archives are blessed to obtain such a recording. Thank you for your efforts.
Yeah, like, definitely any plans on building any new machines before the end of the year is just right out. Because, I mean, we've dealt with shortages before, but this has just been unmanageable. And I think a lot of that does have to do with the pandemic. But in the same, it's pretty crappy of people to scalp the parts as hard as they are. I mean, it's, I guess, capitalism at its finest, but That's another one of those things that kind of makes me cringe also as a system builder. Like, it's what I went to school for. I've been a hobbyist since I was 12. For anyone keeping score at home, that was 25 years ago. So, yeah. Like, I've seen the ups and downs of computer pricing, and it's just been absurd. That's not too bad. Is there a particular case that you're looking for? Or is it a case that any case will do? As long as it's like an AT or ATX? Yeah, right now I'm rocking an NZXT 510i, and I really dig it. I used to be a staunch Antec like case guy where I have 3 Antec 900 cases that are just sitting around. One of them has on the 200 fan a broken blade, but like I've got 3 of the same cases. One is the second revision, the other 2 are the original.
In order to fly, you must learn how to fall. Join these aspirants and give it a try.
Oh, at least this one's an easy one. Now, I'm going to warn you, my screen is going to spin a lot. It's just the nature of this daily.
You are a natural. Those aspirants could learn a thing or two from you.
Oops. Oh yes, the Theater of Pain. It's Blizzard, if nothing else, is consistent. There are 2 types of quests or quest chains that you will always find in an expansion. And it will be some sort of like PvE wants to be PvP arena in some form of poop quest. Always. Blizzard with the poop quests.
Oh, and missing wearing.
Oh, well, actually, I haven't seen Nessingwearing in this expansion.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
Prior to this expansion, oh yeah, Nessingwearing was in everything. Like, you'd be like, I'm in another, world. What are you doing here?
Aspirants gather to test their precision in the air. Think you can keep up?
Curious. I don't think I've done this one.
Our wings.
Is this going to be like a Spyro? What is this nonsense? Whoa! What the heck was that? Is this Flappy Bird? Oh my god, it is. They integrated Flappy Bird. What the heck? Wow, that's like super sensitive.
Be your shield.
Yeah, no. What the heck?
All souls are born by our wing.
Whoa!
I will be your shield.
Yeah, at least they brought that back. That was one of the things that I did like, is being able to access that sort of thing from the phones or tablets. I tell you, I'm not digging this though.
Not bad.
Oh,
For someone who does not have wings, of course.
that was great. Let's never do it again. That game, like, and the funny thing is like, it wasn't that, oh, you know, it was taken down because it was a terrible game, because it really was. No, it was taken down simply because it used graphics from Nintendo games, specifically Super Mario Brothers. It's like, why? And there were, like the whole thing with Fortnite and cell phones, during that time with Flappy Bird, people were able to sell their phone at a premium because it had Flappy Bird on it. And I was like, are you kidding me? Oh, what ridiculous.
We have an iPhone 4 with Flappy Bird on it.
Oh, we still do?
Yeah, we have an iPhone 4 with Flappy Bird.
That's ridiculous. All right. I think I'm going to turn these in, and I'm actually going to call it a night on the stream. I want to thank everybody for joining me this evening. It's been a blast. And, you know, if you would like to either join me in World of Warcraft or otherwise friend me or you know, just have questions or such, and you came over here from Facebook, feel free to hit me up through Facebook, either at CypherX Gaming or at Chris or Christopher D. Wolf. Both of those will directly connect to me, and I will be more than happy to answer you in a quick and a prompt manner. So, and on that note, again, thank you for joining. If you're watching this in rerun, find me at CypherX Gaming on both Facebook and obviously on Twitch. And y'all have a good night.